Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Chismosa Sin Filtro. I'm Laura.
And I'm Sam.
And we have a little special guest.
This is Anahi. This is Laura's niece, you guys.
I'm so excited to do this.
Good.
I actually am very excited to do this. And yeah, go ahead, sorry. You guys
you're
all
good.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay, I'm very excited to do this. I've been watching them. I remember when Laura actually posted that she was doing this. I remember I sent her a full-on voice note, just like, I'm so proud of you for doing this. This is so much fun. And I think the name was just, who came up with the name?
We asked AI chat.
Really?
So we were just
ChatGPT?
Yes, but we were like
gosh.
taking names from like different things, and then we're like, okay, I think this is the one we're gonna.
We had found one, we liked it, but then we looked it up on YouTube and there was already.
Wait, what were your guys' other options?
Do you remember what it was?
It was kind of like Chismosa Sin Filtro, but it was something, and I was like, let's just do Chismosas because
That's
exactly
fucking
retarded.
No, I think it's like the perfect name. When I tell like my coworkers,
Yeah.
because I'll tell them like, oh, you guys know podcast you should watch? I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys should listen to this podcast. And I tell them, and I obviously tell them like, oh, my aunt does it, and they're like, what's it called? And I tell them, and they're like, that's such a good name.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't know how her dumbass thought about that.
We're literally on the forward dive. We're like,
Yeah, we
so
were
which
like,
one are we gonna do?
So what inspired it? Like, you guys had this in the back of your mind or what?
We literally, were we high that day?
Were you guys drunk?
When we decided that? We were high one day and we're like, let's just have a podcast. We're stupid.
Yeah.
We already post our stupid shenanigans online.
Oh my
Might as well fucking make something
Oh,
out of it.
I do remember you guys went on live. No, you said you got banned? Or somebody was arguing with you?
But that was already, we had already started it. I think we had already filmed our
oh
first.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going based off of like what I heard. In the first episode.
No, we're just stupid.
I love that. I think that
If we could have vlogged, I feel like we would have been vloggers, but like, nah.
I love vlogging. So
I told her,
I
I'm
guess-
like, we should do it too. She's like, I don't want to do that. I'm like,
I wouldn't say it's a lot of work. I think it's a lot of remembering to take the camera out and like putting that extra effort to take the camera out. For those of you, obviously a lot of you guys don't know me. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Anahi's LOE, The Life of Events of Anahi Lopez. I've
subscribe,
always,
guys.
Yes, go subscribe. I'm actually gonna promote myself right now. Free promotion. I recently started posting more videos, and it's kind of just not anything specific in regards to what I'm posting, just kind of like lifestyle content, just like a content creator. Nothing, I don't want to be an influencer or anything like that. I just want to make videos, and I've always enjoyed doing YouTube.
Be prepared though, guys, because my daughter waited a whole year for her to upload a
Okay,
video.
now I'm
year.
consistent. So like I was saying, I've always had a thing for social media and content creation. And actually, did you guys ever write a letter to your future self in elementary or high school? No, your high school teachers never made you do that?
Girl, we only went to school.
we never.
Bitch. Well, I did in high school.
Did we?
In high school, I think my sophomore or my junior year, my English teacher made us write a note to our future self, like 5, 10, 15 years from now. And I opened up my email. I was like clearing out my phone, and I seen a future letter that I wrote to myself.
Yeah.
And I had specifically wrote, when I'm 25, I will have 1 million subscribers on YouTube and I will be YouTube famous.
Yeah.
But I've always vividly remembered that I've loved like filming and just making content. Like,
you were that girl that would take pictures and you'd be like,
yes.
Oh
And
my
still
God.
am right away. And still am. It's like, it is a lot. I won't say it's a lot of work, but a lot of people are shy to film in public.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's so normalized in a sense because you guys watch a shit ton of people on YouTube.
Well, and not just that, like, we're always on our phones, like, recording our kids,
Yes.
like, shit like that. So.
Exactly. And so, but I think it's just an ego thing where you're kind of shy and intimidated to do it in front of a person. But I'll say on my behalf, when I film in public, I've never had anyone stare at me crazy.
I think it's a new normal now.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I think if anything, people will say like, "Oh, you're a YouTuber,"
Yeah.
and then I'll say yes, and then they'll ask for my channel.
Girl, we were at the club and I was like, guys,
She was
follow us.
promoting
I
us.
literally was. I was like, so you should subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
We have a podcast. And they're like, what is it?
And
I
they would
swear.
do it.
Yeah.
And I think
And I would have them pull it up.
yes,
She's like, let me make sure I click it for you.
yeah, and you just click the subscribe
Yeah.
button. You're like the only person to subscribe to. No, but I think the same thing as well. Like if nobody's gonna do it for you, you have to, you know,
Yeah.
because you can sit there and promote your stuff on social media all you want, but not a lot of people are gonna interact. A lot of followers, I was just telling Laura, a lot of followers are just like ghost followers, so
Yeah.
they'll watch, they won't interact. Your following is never gonna grow.
And the thing is that we've noticed is that we don't get a lot of like comments on our YouTubes, but they'll send us Snapchats. They'll
Yeah.
Snapchat us, they'll DM us like what they
Okay.
thought of the YouTube, the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think the same thing as well. Like, I think that like I obviously try to comment on your videos because
Yeah.
I think it boosts your engagement. Well, from what I've heard on how YouTube's engagement work, like
It's
liking, commenting, and even you guys putting like a comment and pinning your comment and then having people interact with those comments also boost the way people engage with your content.
Yeah.
So I think that like while it is good that people are saying like, hey, I really like this about it or this is what I thought about it, I hate that people are ghost followers.
I
Like
know. Yeah.
say it with your chest, please. I want to be
Like,
famous.
please.
Well, we've noticed that like a lot of people their channels grow when you post it like on TikTok. So we'll try and post like
Like
we do on our
snippets?
Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll do it on TikTok because literally she posted one video one day on TikTok and it took off. And now she's
Was
on
it
like
your
five,
first time ever posting on TikTok? Like when you
No.
posted that?
but it was always like small views. And then
Yeah.
one day she posted it and she
It was like it was just a fucking picture. It wasn't even nothing crazy. I wasn't doing anything.
no, she was just a picture
It
of
was
herself.
literally just a picture. It was a stupid post, and then bam.
And now she's
I
got like
hate the way
5,000
TikTok algorithm
followers
works,
on
though.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it did something for you. Do something with those followers, girl.
Right.
Sometimes we always tell each other, we're gonna
gonna
make
go-
a TikTok, we're gonna go live, and then we forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the hard thing about content creation is that you can think of all these ideas and have like all these plans about doing stuff, and then the time comes, oh, se me olvidó, or
Yeah.
you get kind of shy.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up not being consistent. Like, and I also have a posting schedule. I know I post on Fridays. I try to post consistently every Friday now that I'm filming consistently, and I try to be very anal about my like filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I carry that camera everywhere, you know, because I never know if I'm gonna film for something, and I try to like brainstorm my ideas as well. But I feel like one thing a lot of these famous content creators always say is like be consistent,
Yeah.
be consistent. So I think if I'm hearing that consistently from these people that have already made it to
Yeah.
where I want to get to, I have to take the advice
Yeah.
somewhere, you know. And I think once you get in a rhythm of doing it, then it's a lot easier. But sometimes I wish I had a cameraman. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I wish I had an editor.
Yeah, that's how we feel. We're like,
I love editing. What's your
I know.
guys' like least favorite part about
So-
this?
Well, she edits.
So
her
I'm
videos.
the one that edits everything.
She edits everything, but I come up with like. So I reach out to like the people. I try and put like the
so she's more
topics
like the
together.
engagement, and
Yeah.
I'm more like
Yeah.
on the back end.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like all of
And
the
I like
YouTube.
it. Yeah. So like I like editing. I like doing all of that. It's just so time consuming.
It is. You have to sit down and like for me when I edit my videos, I do it when my son's taking his naps. I thank God that I have him on a sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I know you're going to sleep for 45 minutes. I have 45 minutes to edit this video. And if I don't have time, I'm going to be up with you for your hour and a half. And then when you go down again, here I go editing, you know?
Yeah.
But it is time consuming.
Super technical.
But I just feel like my brain just goes like, I get an adrenaline rush
Yeah.
from doing it. But I
And
do
so,
wish someone would do it for me.
Exactly. I'm like, when I'm doing it, like, yeah, it's cool. Like, I love doing it. But when I'm like super busy with work, I'm like, fuck, like, I need to edit this
It's like on the
video.
back burner and it's almost like a burden, like, ugh, I have to do this.
And I'm like, and she's like, okay, so Tuesday? And then I'm like, no.
Well, because we
Wednesday?
first started on Tuesday, and then we're like, no, let's just aim for Wednesday. But then I'm like, because when I don't have the kids, we try to film on Thursdays.
Yeah.
No, when I do have the kids, but when I don't have them, we film Friday nights because we don't do anything.
Yeah.
So that we can have so we have enough time over the weekend for her to get to it.
Yeah.
But then she's busy, so it's like.
No, it's understandable for sure. And it's a lot harder when there's a million and one other things.
And then she has 4 kids, so then it's like.
yeah,
harder.
but
Sorry.
No,
Girl, you're
good.
insane. I'm stopping at 1 for sure. I can't do this
See,
no
you were
more.
smart.
I feel like I am very intentional about my child, though. Like, and I'm not. That's not to say that you guys aren't that have more children, but I am stopping at 1. I'm done with that. This coochie can't handle no more at all. No, but for those of you watching, if you guys have a friend, a boyfriend, I don't know, a girlfriend, or somebody that you know that can edit content that like likes to be a content editor,
tanto, por favor.
please send them our way because it's beneficial. Like you could do it on time when you have time, you know, but like if there's, for example, this past month you've been so busy with work that it would be so nice to just hand it off.
Yeah.
Hey,
And that's what it is.
get this ready
if
for
not,
me.
I'm up so
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you. It is hard, especially when you have long content. You have to like watch it.
And the ours are like 2+ hours sometimes.
And then like I'll be rewatching it over and over. And
By the time you post it, you're over it, right?
yes, and then I'll
no,
like...
so you know what's funny is when I'm like I've already watched it like 3 times while I'm editing. I'm like, okay, I can't watch this anymore.
Yes.
Even though I have to, but then I post it and then I rewatch it and I can keep watching them.
Really?
I've rewatched our videos like 5 times already. Like, yeah,
I'm like, why are your views so high? And you have it's just playing in the background.
well, my son, I subscribed to it on his iPad,
Oh, hell.
and he'll be like, Ma, I was like, yeah, you keep watching. You keep getting those views, sir. He doesn't understand it.
No, literally. But I can't watch myself. Like, once I'm done editing the video and I post it, I don't want
Oh, I
anything to do
don't
with it.
watch myself. I just listen to myself.
I can't even do that with my videos.
So if you watch the one with Miguel, I watched that one so many
Me
times
too.
because
I
I just
looked at it.
laugh. Oh, I'm like, we're really that stupid?
Yeah.
Like, we're really
I'm like, yeah.
really
No,
stupid.
I think that because I edit it and because I have to play it back, and I don't think people understand like just the small things like clipping one clip to add to the next or just adding a little sound effect or
Yeah.
something. Like you have to rewatch that clip 10 times.
Make sure
To
it
make
like
sure it-
matches.
Yes, and by the time I post the video, I want nothing to do with it. Like absolutely nothing to do with it. I delete everything from my iPad. I delete everything from my camera because I don't want anything to do with it. I'm like, I post it and that's it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so overhearing it and it's just old to me.
Yeah.
And then there's even times where I get in my head and I'm like, I don't even know if people are gonna like this. But I just keep posting.
Don't worry, Aaliyah watches your YouTube channel.
Good. Did you know that Aaliyah was my first supporter?
Oh, I believe that. Yeah.
She like told her, she was like, when is she gonna post again?
Well, she's still waiting for the Bad Bunny.
I'm never gonna. You know, that's actually so funny. Jose actually sent me that content because I filmed and everything.
I remember.
He sent it to me right before I came here, actually, and he was like, "Post this," and I was like, "That was almost a year ago."
It's been a year.
Over a year ago, actually. I'm not gonna post this. Like, this
What
is so
was
old.
it?
When we went to Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We went. I also filmed when I went with you, and then when I went back to Arizona, I filmed again.
Yeah.
And so I have so much clips of like being here, being there, and it's long enough to make a video out of it. But I'm just like, this is so old. Like people are gonna be like, bitch.
I remember we were trying to
Like,
watch
you're
it back.
Literally.
We were trying to rewatch it back.
Oh my god.
Oh, you can hear what's going on.
No, man. So I bought a fucking digital camera off of TikTok shop.
Yeah.
I was like so excited because digital cameras were like trending, and I was like, I'm gonna film on this camera, and I did. I filmed and everything. Dude, tell me why I sounded like a blown up speaker.
Yeah, I did. We were driving and then I fucking laughed. I was like, Bella, you gonna upload that?
It was so bad. I literally played it and I heard it and I was like, oh.
I love it,
And I thought like she didn't hear it and she just busted out laughing and I was like, dude, there's no way. And I filmed like so much. I'm glad I filmed on my phone too, but there was so much of it on that camera that I just couldn't post it. It was so bad. But now I've upgraded.
That happened to me when I went to Carol G. I was like supposedly recording her, but all you can hear is me fucking screaming, and I was like, okay.
I'll keep
we're
this in
not
the
watching this.
archives.
No, literally.
Yeah.
And I remember just like, I literally have that camera in my junk drawer. I have not touched it. I don't even use it to take
It's like
pictures
she's
no more.
ashamed.
Yeah, because I was so
embarrassing. I was
hyped.
so excited.
Yeah. And now I'm like, whatever. But I learned my lessons, so that's that.
But
Yes, my name is Anahi, and I'm 23 years old. I feel so like when I say that, it sounds so weird to me.
you sound like make me feel old because it's like I'm 27.
Yeah, 28.
Dude, when I found out how old you were, like when I remembered how old you were, because I don't know, I think you're like 25 max.
I feel like,
but I think it's because
they're just
I'm
yeah.
stuck like in a time capsule or something. Like,
You could sound 25 fine. I'm good.
well, you guys don't look old.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay, like you feel old.
no, but you don't look old. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like people age and you guys clearly don't age. Like, you look 19, really, probably pushing 21.
Okay.
No, and Laura does not look more than 25.
I'm like, stop, keep going.
Give me a bigger head than what I already got.
No, but yeah, I'm 23 years old and I have a YouTube channel, like I mentioned. I am an Aquarius, so I'm very free spirited. I love talking to people. I'm a social
Nunca te cae
butterfly.
pincho seco.
No, once I start talking, it's game over. I can keep a conversation going for a really long time, and I feel like it's very interactive, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, what else? I'm a mom.
She's a mom.
I was gonna say I guess I'm a mom. No,
Yes. Mom.
I am a mother, bitch. I'm a mother.
Whole ass mom.
That's crazy to think about. I still can't wrap my head around that.
You guys, this was my niece that would say, "Fuck them kids. I don't want kids." I used to say the same thing, and I was like, "All right, Baba, we'll see." We'll see.
I don't know. I think obviously when you become a mom, your perspective changes so much, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy to know how much it changes. But like, I just love my son, but I still can't stand other kids.
Me.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Feel that.
But when I see videos on TikTok about people like saying how irritated they are by children, I'm like, you're fucking rude. Like, you don't think that mom's struggling right now? Like when they post things like yeah, and then I'm like, I don't know what side of the fence I'm on. But like I was saying earlier, I feel like I'm very intentional about my son, and I don't ever want to have kids again. I tried to get my tubes tied. I remember when I was going to see my doctors, I asked if I could get my tubes tied after I gave birth, and they told me no, because you have to at least try to have one
of each.
And if you're married, your husband has to agree with it.
Sign. Yeah.
That's
Bitch, what
not
the
true
fuck?
though.
No, it is.
It's not, because I was about to get my tubes tied, and Ricardo and me are not married.
Right, if you're married.
No.
If you're married.
I asked because I was supposed to get my tubes tied with after Eli.
Yeah.
But then they told me, they're like, because obviously I was going to breastfeed Eli.
Yeah.
And she's like, it could cut your milk supply because of the medication that you have to be on after we give you. And I was like, oh, okay. But I asked them first, I was like, what do I need? What are the requirements?
Yeah.
And obviously I have 2 kids, both genders.
How do you feel having a kid of each gender? Do you feel like you hit the jackpot?
Low-key, yeah.
You're so lucky.
You got
I
so
literally-
lucky.
And you had twins.
I know, but I had 2 boys before I got my girl.
Oh, well, at least you have one girl, right?
Yeah.
At least you have one.
At least. That's all
I will not try to have another one. Okay, keep going.
But yeah, so I did ask for the requirements, and all they said is you just have to be over the age of 25, to have both genders, and you just got to be 100% sure. They'll have you fill out like this big.
But it's reversible, no?
It's reversible, but obviously
It's not guaranteed.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
But it's a big thing. Like, she has somebody, like, I can't remember.
They come and
who
do
it
a
was.
mental evaluation on
Yeah,
you.
well, because she asked me, they did have me, like, ask me all these questions. They had me fill all this paperwork. I had my appointment, set. Like, I had it, I think 8 weeks after I had Eli. Like, it was good. And then I went in, and then they told me that. They're like, I was like, yes, I'm ready. I'm good. Like, we're good. They're like, because they were like, well, they're going to get the pre-op and everything ready. And then they're like, that's going to happen. And then, and at first I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, if I have to formula feed, it's fine. And then she looked at me and she's like, are you sure? I started crying. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I'll be back in a couple years.
Because you want to have children,
No.
like, later?
Because she was going to keep breastfeeding.
Oh, so you were crying because you wanted to breastfeed.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I was like, that's always been my thing. Obviously, I breastfed Aaliyah till she was 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do the same with Eli because I like that experience. And I'm fucking lazy. I'm not gonna
Just
wake up in the middle of the night.
She's like,
I'm not gonna wake up in the middle of the night to fucking make formula. Fuck.
Really?
If my titties are free, I'm not gonna buy. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna
What about
buy.
you? Did you breastfeed or formula or combo?
I did both.
So you combo
So
fed?
I did both. I did it for a few months, but I'm
I would rather make a bottle and put up.
Honestly, so I've strictly formula fed. When I found out I was pregnant, not once did I say I want to breastfeed, because I've struggled with mental issues since I was like 15, and I did a lot of research on breastfeeding and just the way it would affect me.
Yeah.
And obviously feel
And
free
it
to tell me
affects
your experience on it, because I've never experienced it. But just based off of the research I did, I seen there was a lot of hormonal drops that you would go through. You'd be breastfeeding, and because your hormones are literally being pumped out of you, you would go through like a hormonal drop, and everything would get really sad for you, or you would get really angry, and then you would peak again. So I just felt
As you're
like,
pumping is what you're saying, or just in general.
just in in general. Like, I don't know how. Obviously, like I said, I've never breastfed, so I don't know how it feels, if it happens while you're breastfeeding, after you're breastfeeding, or how it works. But I did read that obviously your hormones drop, so you'll go through like a really angry phase or a really sad phase, and it'll last for, I think, 60 seconds max, and then you'll be good.
That never happened to me.
And I think it happens to some people.
Yeah.
But ultimately, for me, I knew that motherhood was going to take so much away from me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I
Instantly.
knew.
The minute that
Yeah.
you have
For the minute you're pregnant.
Yeah, literally.
The minute you're pregnant. Like, the minute your brain knows I'm pregnant, it's like everything just changes, right? And so I knew, my entire pregnancy, I knew that, and I was prepping myself, and I was helping myself mentally understand that I was going to be stripped of a lot. And one thing I was not willing to negotiate was my mental health.
Yeah.
And to me, it was super important to put that on a pedestal and try to keep up with it the most as possible. And for me, breastfeeding would be the first thing that would throw me down the drain.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to put myself through that. And I'm so grateful that I wasn't shamed for it. Like, my parents were super supportive about it. My in-laws were super supportive about it. My doctors were also super supportive about it. And I think it's been such a huge help postpartum wise, because he can bond with so much more people. I don't feel like it's me only. I'm here, and my son, I know he's going to be fed. Like, I don't have to worry about pumping or like prepping for him. And then I just think about it also like cosmetic wise. I want to get my boobs done, but I also don't want my boobs to like sag, and from what I've heard, they do sag after they're done. Like,
Yes.
I just don't want that to happen, and then just image wise, after you have a kid, I had a lot of stretch marks on my stomach. Prior to getting pregnant, I had no stretch marks. I had never got stretch marks ever. So I didn't think I was going to get any. And I got huge at the end of my pregnancy. I damn near birthed an 8-pound baby. And he's huge now. He's like 4 months and he's huge.
He's a baby.
Yeah, and he's tall. So I got a lot of stretch marks, and I think that's the one insecurity I have postpartum wise. And so I just felt like if my boobs were sagging and I had a bunch of stretch marks and a bunch of loose skin, I was just gonna be like, I feel ugly, you know? And I don't care about external people telling me, you look good though, or appreciate your body.
It's
like,
about
no
how you
bitch, I'm
feel.
young and I wanna be sexy. Like, what do you mean?
Because I'm a mom doesn't mean I don't want to feel good in my own
Right, and a lot of people will be like, no, you still look good, or you don't look ugly. First of all, I never said I was ugly, bitch. I just said I don't
I
like
just said I'm fat, okay?
Right,
I'm not ugly.
and like everything fits so awkward.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Like, if I'm not fajada, I don't want to wear shit. I just want to wear comfy clothes. And I hate going into the dressing room now because I'm like, I don't want to see what this is going to look like. You know?
That's how I
It's like
felt
that
after.
afterwards.
That's how I felt after with Eli, because obviously I feel like I was the biggest I had ever been in my life. When I had Aaliyah, I got pregnant. I was 135 pounds.
Well, you were also young, and
Yes,
so
and-
that plays a big part.
Yeah, and then I gained. I blame birth control the first couple years that I gained so much weight, and then I feel like it was just so much that when I had Eli, I did gain so much weight.
Yeah.
And then
Because of the
needed-
birth control, or because you got pregnant?
because I got pregnant.
Okay.
Even though I had a small ass baby, I
Yeah.
feel like it was just I was already overweight, and then I gained weight while being pregnant. And then it was so hard to lose the weight. Like, I was like miserable. I hated myself. I just wanted to wear sweats. I nunca me arreglaba. Nunca quería arreglarme. And so then, obviously, after my separation, and I was like, you know what? I fucking hate the way I feel. I'm like, I need to fucking do something about it. And if I don't do it, who the fuck is gonna do it for me? My son is still little. Obviously, I'm gonna hate having to chase him around, especially my daughter. And I'm just like, no, like, I need to do something for myself.
Because you're gonna be ugly and fat forever if you don't.
Bitch, I'm not ugly.
No, but you know when you feel ugly, when you're
literally, I'm gonna look at myself and be like,
skin?
what's the whole point of putting makeup on? Like, I look like shit. Like, I hated myself. I felt so disgusting. Yeah. And right now, obviously, like, I know I've lost the weight and stuff, but like you say, like,
it's weird.
It's weird. There's certain things and you're like,
that don't compliment you. Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like that's the difficult thing about postpartum is that you're just kind of expected to like. You want to go back to who you were before being pregnant, like for me, in my experience. I want to fit in the things I used to fit in before, and they don't fit. Yeah. But if I try to find things that fit now, they're too big. So I'm like, bitch, can I just start sewing my own shit at this point because I don't know what fits, you know? Yeah. And again, it's easy for me just to throw a pair of sweats on. It's easy for me just to throw my hair up in a bun. And granted, I've never really liked to get like ready. I'm not a person that wants to put makeup on every day.
You're only gonna see me getting ready when we film.
But like I'll get my lashes done, and I have curly hair, so I just make sure my hair is taken care of, and I feel good. I've always been like that. Like I've always wanted to just like be natural, I guess. But now I also made it a big thing to take care of myself and put in that extra effort and going to the gym and doing things to make myself better, because I can complain about it all I want, but nothing's gonna change it, you know?
If you don't put the effort.
And once you start going, you feel so much better.
100%. Like there's an adrenaline high kind of. And Jose, he's always been in and out of the gym. So I just feel like if my partner is doing it and I'm fodonga, like, bitch, if I have a man that is taking care of himself, I can take care of myself too, you know? Yeah. And he's also just as hands-on with my son as I am. So if he can make time for it, I can too. But it's just like, it's still hard. And don't even get me started on the core strength. I have no core strength.
Oh, no.
I feel like that's a girl thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always...
After you had a baby or before?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember, and even now, it's still kind of hard, picking up my son in and out of his crib.
¿Y la espalda?
Yes. And I just feel so weak. Like I feel like my muscles are not contracting because of obviously a bunch of space had to be made. But I didn't really hear people talk about that. Nobody really mentioned that like your core strength would turn into straight shit.
Mm-hmm. That's still me. Even when I pick up Kailani for a little bit, I can be rocking her and it will hurt my back. Yeah. And it's always been like that. That's why I fucking hate picking up kids.
And that's why...
And the woman held yours, I was like, yeah, I'll fucking
dude, he's heavy. I know you sat down on the bed right away. You were like, I'll just feed you.
Yeah, literally, I was like, I'll just hold you right here.
No, but, and that's why, like, me fajo. Because I just want everything to come together. But, I weight train a lot in the gym. And so, things like just squatting, like, it contracts your core muscles so much that I'm like, holy shit, I'm so weak. I can't even squat this. And it's like 15s.
I remember when you would take me to the gym and she'd be like, Lara, you can do it. I'm like, damn, I fucking can't do it. I'm fucking
dude, I feel so bad.
Now I'll take you to the gym and see who can squat more.
I could do it. But it's just like, it's hard, you know? And then you want to do core exercises because you're like, okay, I want to start strengthening my core. But then you're told you can't medically do it for 12 weeks because, well, at least I was told you can't do it for 12 weeks because you can actually strain those muscles and separate them even more. Yeah. So then you're just sitting there like, I want to be skinny right now, but I can't, you know? And I do try to give my body grace because, bitch, you birthed a whole ass son, like a whole ass baby. So give yourself grace, but I also don't want to let that be the reason why I don't take care of myself. Yeah. You know, especially because, like I said, I'm young and I'm sexy right now. I don't want to be not sexy in my prime time, you know? Like, I could take care of myself right now. Right now is the time where I want to feel good. But for that reason is also another reason why I don't want to have children again, because I don't want to go through this cycle again.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard for me at least, but the thought of going through this again, I'm just like, no.
That's how I felt. Like when I obviously after I had Eli, like I know how you like talked about like losing yourself and stuff.
Yeah.
I never experienced that I remember like postpartum depression with Aaliyah.
Me either.
But with Elijah, I experienced I was diagnosed with postpartum anxiety and separation.
Oh yeah, I do remember you.
Yeah, it was literally I could not go to the store because I could leave Eli with his dad, and I couldn't go to the store because I'd be like, oh my god, what if I come back and he's like dead or something's wrong with him? And
Can
like,
we talk about that?
It literally would drive me crazy, and I'm not the type of person to talk about my feelings. So when I went to my doctor and finally was like, I fucking need help. Like, I don't know what the fuck is... And I hadn't even talked to his
Girl,
dad.
tone it down on the swearing. Not too much now.
Hey, after 5 minutes you can.
Okay.
Okay, so we did our research. No, so I literally went to my doctor and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I hadn't even talked to Eli and Aaliyah's dad at that time. I was about how...
Yeah.
Because I could talk to him. I just didn't know how for him to understand.
Yeah, it's hard for a man to understand what...
But then I talked to my doctor. I told her, and she's like... We can get you in therapy. We can get you on medication. And I was like, I don't want to do medication. I don't want to rely on medication.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll do therapy. And that's when we got everything set up. I didn't even tell him I made that appointment. And then I went home and I sat him down and I told him. And then I felt better because I knew somebody knew what I was going through.
Especially such an important person. Like, it was important for him to know because you guys parented together.
And like I said, I was always able to go to him and tell him how I felt. I just felt like I didn't know how to explain that to him because
I think
en su cabeza él no sabía.
You feel like ashamed in a way, like that you feel this way.
Yeah.
Because it's his dad, like you shouldn't be scared to just go to the store and leave him with his kid.
Yeah, and it would literally I could literally, the freaking little tiendita que estaba allí, I would go and I would go as fast as I could because I'd be like, I don't know what could happen. Like, he could sit on him. Aaliyah could, drop him in something.
Yeah.
But I think it was just because of what I had gone prior to being able to get pregnant. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't know, I have a son. I have my baby here. But, it could be taken away
just as quickly.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm just no.
That's how I feel with SIDS.
Yeah.
I don't want a bed share at all. That child sleeps in the crib.
Oh, and I bed shared because I was terrified that, ¿qué tal si me duermo? That's what I mean. I didn't know. And I would, ¿qué tal si me duermo and I fall asleep? Because we did have a bassinet for him.
Yeah.
We would lay him, but I would be like this the whole night. Literally.
Really?
Making sure he was breathing.
Yeah.
I could not sleep because of how terrified I was.
That's so crazy. I feel like I have a very mild condition of that. I don't feel like I have the separation because I can trust Jose with my son 100%, as you can trust your son with his dad as well. But I had to tell myself, you have to get used to not being there with him all the time. His dad is going to be there. Right now, he's with my parents. So I have to trust my parents enough to say, he is okay with them.
Yeah.
You know? Although in the back of my mind, I still text him, is he good?
Yeah.
Is he fine?
Always.
You know what I mean? Does he need something? Is he giving you a hard time? Is everything okay? But I feel like I have a very mild condition. What I feel like I'm struggling with is projection. So I will be holding my son on the balcony and I'll be like, you're gonna drop him over this balcony right now.
Oh my god, 100%.
Me?
That's how I am.
I'll be walking down the stairs, you're gonna miss the step and he's gonna go straight on his dome and it's gonna crack open and his guts are gonna fall out of his head and
And then you get mad at yourself because you're like, why are you thinking like this?
And you think so far ahead, so
detailed.
detailed, yes. And so that's really the only thing I'm struggling with because I don't feel like I have anything else, but that's the only thing that gets me often. And I think that's also a big reason why I put him in the crib because first of all, his dad sleeps crazy. Yeah. And while I am a very light sleeper now, I've read that adult mattresses are not safe for children, and so I think that researching too much can be damaging.
And you like to do
Is that what you do?
I'm
for
very
everything?
type A.
Okay.
I'm detail oriented. I love to educate myself on things. I do a deep dive on it because I want to know as much as possible. Because the last thing I want is to say I didn't know when I could have taken the time to learn, you know? And so after reading like adult mattresses aren't very safe for your children, I was like, well, I don't really want him to sleep on my bed. And there are times where he does. I'm not gonna lie, he does come and sleep in the bed with me. But for the most part, I try to put him in that crib because then I'm like, well, at least I know that I'm educated on something, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that's my thing is that I have the projection where I think too far ahead and then I'm like, stop thinking like this. Like, this is insane. And I talked to my doctor about it and she also considered therapy, which I'm not against. I am a huge advocate for therapy. I think that really all of us should try therapy, whether you think you're fine. I think that we could all use therapy to an extent. But yeah, I just feel like that's really the only thing I struggled with. And I still am struggling with mentally. Oh, and the other thing is like postpartum anger. The littlest things piss me off. Like the littlest things. Like Jose could ask me, I could tell him like, oh, can you make me a bottle? And he'll be like, and do you want me to warm it up for 15 seconds? And I'm like,
duh.
Yes. Like every other bottle you've made, you warm it up for 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll irk me. Or like today, before I even came here, I asked my mom, can you go grab his pacifier? And she was like, where is it? I don't know. Look for it. Like, go find it. Like, stop asking me, you know? Or, I don't know. I just find the smallest things at work as well. I had to remove myself from working directly with customers and start working in the kitchen because every customer would find a way to piss me off and it would just ruin my whole day. And I was just like, this is not good for me mentally. But from what I'm told, it's just because, like, obviously your hormones.
And you are just freshly postpartum. Your son's only 4 months.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy.
I know, but I just feel like,
And
again,
it takes us like
It literally
2
is when
years.
a los cuatro
that looks
meses.
so long.
A los cuatro meses is when I decided to finally talk to my doctor. Because that's when I decided. I went 4 months without telling anybody. So when that did happen, and obviously I spoke to my doctor and everything, I decided that 6 months in, I needed to go back to work.
Yeah.
So that's when I started my part-time job. And I would leave him with his dad because I was like, I'm not going to be able to, like, let go of that. I know you're telling me, like, what I need to do to, like, feel better about myself. But if I'm not doing anything and I'm with him 24/7, because mind you, I was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, I need to go back to work. I need to, like, at least get those 4 hours every other day away from everything.
And that helps so much more than you think it does.
And I would just leave him with his dad. I would leave both of them and I would leave for 4 hours and I would come back a little bit more mentally better.
Would you feel guilty leaving them?
First, yes, because it was I had never left Aaliyah with her dad ever when she was little.
Yeah.
And then I ended up leaving my 6-month-old with his dad. And I feel like in a way it made him kind of like learn how to not just rely on me.
Yeah.
Because he would have to, I would obviously pump for those 4 hours, because obviously a bottle or two in those 4 hours he would take. So I would have to leave enough. But it gave him like, you need to like
lock in.
He would come home from work and he would have to like be a dad. Yeah. You can't just come home and expect me to do everything all for 100%. You. So you have to be a dad, and then I would leave. And he would have to figure it out. Yeah. And I feel like, in a way, yes, I felt guilty, but he had to.
Yeah, and I feel like with me, I feel guilty. Like, obviously, Jose is very hands-on, but Jose doesn't have a problem, obviously, taking care of his son, but in my head, I've always been very independent as well. Yeah. So I've never needed to ask somebody, can you do this for me? Or, hey, can you take care of this for me? And with something so big and so precious to me, to ask people, can you watch him? Like, I feel kind of guilty because I'm like, this isn't of me to ask for people to do stuff.
And this isn't anybody else's responsibility
but mine, you know? And then I think the one thing I beat myself up about is like being a bad mom. Like, is this me being a bad mom right now? Like, taking time for myself. And I'm so grateful that my dad actually is the one that's very like, take time for yourself, go do stuff. My dad was the first person that took care of my son. without being supervised by anyone. My suegra has taken care of my son, but I was there with her. So every time he would cry, I would go grab him, and like I was literally there. But my dad was the first person that I left my son with unsupervised, and I just had to trust him 100%. And I remember, I think I was 1 month postpartum. I cried to my parents about like what I was going through, and then having to jump back into your normal life, like being a mom,
Yeah.
cooking, cleaning, working, trying to make your life as normal as possible, but then on top of that feeling like a completely different person. And I remember I cried to my dad and my mom, and I was just like, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, this is insane. This is so crazy. I can't do this. Like, I don't know what to do. And my dad, I think after that, my dad felt very like sentimental for me, and ever since then he's always locked in with my son. Like my dad took care of my son for me yesterday. Right now my dad's taking care of my son, you know. And obviously my parents are together and they do it together, but I 100% trust my dad.
This is that brother that all the freaking kids
are scared of.
Scared.
And you know how when my dad goes like, ooh, with his
Yeah.
eyes, and they're like crying, my son loves it. Like, he'll open his eyes.
Kaylani is terrified.
I think every single child is scared of my dad.
Terrified of him. He'll come over, and the first time she met him, she looked at him and she just started
Really?
bawling.
Yes.
Little David was over. I want to say like what, 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago when you guys came over?
Yeah, when they went to go see Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was there a couple days before that, and Kaylani was staring at, because my nephew looks just like his dad. He was staring at him, and he was staring at her dad. She was staring at her dad, and I'm like, hey, Lonnie, it's not though. It's not your Theo David.
She's like, wait, why do I see two?
Yeah. And then they came over like a day or two after, and it was both of them. So she was just like, why are there two? Why?
She's like, wait, can I see good? No, but I think a lot of kids are scared of my dad, but my son just like adores him. Obviously, because it's grandpa, you know. But when my dad goes like, ooh, Amari will be like just laughing at him. And so yeah, I just felt like it was hard for me to leave my son with people and feeling like it isn't a burden. I know he isn't a burden, but I feel like me asking people to go out of their way for me is a burden.
Yeah.
And that's the struggle, even with his dad. Like,
And
when
I
I
feel
go
like
to
that
work.
never goes away though. Like even me, like
Are you serious?
well,
Just get
like,
used to it.
yeah. Well, it's just like me. Like right now, obviously, my situation, they don't go to their dad anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's like I have to depend on my mom
Yeah.
or my sister, and it's like that's not their children.
Not only that, but your parent, like, for example, my parents are aging. Obviously, everybody's
Yeah.
parents are aging. And, like, my mom has started to take care of her health now because she's like, I cannot carry your son. Like, I carry him for 5 minutes and I'm exhausted. And she's like, but he has this whole life to go. And how am I not going to take care of myself? And so the thought of, like, oh my God, my mom is aging and I'm going to leave her my child. What if she drops him? Or, like, what if she gets tired of carrying him? Because
Yeah.
he's not light, girl. He's heavy. So just, like, thinking, like, how you're like, oh, I have to leave him at my parents. Like, has that ever crossed your mind?
No, I like obviously right now the kids are the twins are 2,
Yeah.
and then my 2 boys are 4 and 10. So to me, it's not necessarily that. I think it's more like I know she's tired and I feel like shit leaving them to her, but I don't have a choice. Like
Yeah.
I don't
You
have
can't trust
anyone else.
everybody.
Yeah, you can't. And
Yeah.
I trust my mom, but I can't. I don't have anyone else but her and my sister.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think a lot of people say, like, you need to have a village, which I 100% agree, you need to have a village.
Yeah.
But same thing, like, I know my mom is exhausted. My mom worked yesterday, and my dad took care of my son, but they were doing it together. And at the end of the night, she was exhausted, and then she still woke up with him this morning to feed him. But then I'm like, I've been doing this for 4 months. You're doing it for 1 day. You're fine. Like, you'll be
Well,
okay.
and then you have to remember they haven't had a baby in
Yeah.
how long?
And
You know,
it's
this is their first
exhausting.
grandkid.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've seen like my son.
but they've
Freddie's,
never been
but-
left with a child,
No.
like, by themselves.
I think when they would watch my daughter, my niece, they would watch them,
Yeah.
both of them. But Alia ya tenía que es 4, 3 años.
Yeah.
And you guys would watch her.
Oh, yeah, when
So
she
she
would
was
come
a little
over.
bit bigger, but they've never watched like a newborn.
A baby.
Yeah.
A baby.
Which I'm surprised of how much my dad knows about babies.
Well, your dad pretty much was that's what I mean. I went 8 years without my own baby.
Yeah.
But I was used to Javi's kids, Michael's son, and so I feel like as you see them coming in, he
Yeah.
obviously knows.
Yeah, but like my dad knows so much. Like my son is teething; his 2 teeth are coming out already. Like they're literally poking out, and my dad will tell me like, "Don't touch his teeth because they're gonna go crooked." I'm like, I didn't know that. Like I didn't know applying
That's what
pressure.
they used to say, like, cuando se te cae un diente, like, not to mess with it.
Yeah, because then the next one comes out crooked, you know? But, like, just things like that, I'm like, how do you know this? Like, you're not a girl, how do you know this, you know?
But it's like your dad's not 20, 30, he's older, like, ya está más.
Yeah, it just surprised me.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen my dad hands-on with a child. Like, with my sister, she was with her babysitter, like, 90% of the time because my parents worked so much that I'd never seen my dad be hands-on with her really as much. I mean, he did her hair and like took her to school and stuff, but as a baby I don't visually remember him taking care of her like that. I remember her being at the babysitter a lot, so just seeing like how much my dad knows about babies, I'm like,
yeah,
dude, what the hell?
You're like, where did this come
Were you a
from?
babysitter in your past life? Like, this is insane. But yeah, I think that those are my struggles with motherhood so far.
Motherhood is hard, Baba.
It is, and it's. I don't know if hard is the right word. I think it's draining.
A learning experience because, like I said, I went 8 years without a baby.
Yeah.
I started all over.
And then you think you're like, yeah, I got it, and then no, you don't got it.
And then I'm
going through a
having
sleep
girl,
regression
yeah.
right now with my son, and I want to flip every table upside down.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm so grateful that I got him on a sleep schedule because he follows it still, but he just doesn't nap for as long.
Yeah.
Before, his naps would be 45 minutes to an hour, and now I'm lucky if I get 30.
And it'll change. It'll
Yeah.
go back to like his regular
Yeah, because he's just
schedule.
learning stuff, right? And so I'm going through that, and then teething is another thing that's also really hard for them.
That's gonna be the hardest thing in your life.
And I'm just like, this is insane. I want to flip every table upside down right now. Like, I'm tired and I can't.
You're
do
like,
this.
why are you teething?
Yeah, 4 months, his 2 bottom teeth are literally already out. Like, out. And I think by 2 months, he started having symptoms of teething. And I was just like, dude, this is insane. Like, slow down. And like you said, it's a never-ending learning experience. And I think people ask me, like, is motherhood hard? For me, I wouldn't say hard, because when I think of something hard, I think of something like,
that you can't do.
right, like I can't do this, right? Obviously I can do it, but it's draining. At the end of the day, I'm drained, right? And that's the part that gets me. I don't think it's hard. My son is a very chill kid. I'm grateful for it. I think your situation is completely different. Like, twins, oh my gosh, one crying and then the other one starts.
Dude, I don't remember the first year after.
Yeah, I was gonna
had
say,
them,
did you have like blurry vision, or what is it, like a blur? It was all a blur to you?
Yeah, like
you were on
people will
survival
ask
mode?
me, and I'm like looking back, and I'm like, I don't remember. Or I'll go like look through my pictures, and I'm like, when was this?
Yeah,
literally.
I feel you.
Like I don't know how I did it. I just know that
you did it.
I did it, and they're alive, and we're all alive.
Yeah, and
surviving.
do you know that your brain like dumps all, like, it has to make space for the new? Like, when
No,
you
not
become
mine.
mom?
Mine has everything.
Do you ever feel like you're forgetful?
No,
Yeah,
Really?
I got everything.
I'm so forgetful
No,
now.
not me.
Like, really?
I literally, you could ask me
Well,
something.
that big
from,
ass head you got. That's probably
yeah, you ask me something from years ago, and I will tell you, yeah, exactly this would happen, and this and this and this.
See, and I'm like that too for certain things, but like for that, I want to say like 2021 up till now, I'm like, people will tell me like, oh, we went and we did this, and I'm like,
We did. When?
Yeah.
Where? Why?
See, this morning I was washing my son's bottles, and I remember I grabbed 2 bottles, but I couldn't remember where I put the other one. I lost it, and I was just like,
Oh, yeah,
bro,
I
where did this go?
Well, but that's always been you. Though.
No, it's not. Like I said, I'm very type A. I know things. I'm very precise about things. Things are very organized for me. So, like, for me to be like, oh, I don't remember this. Like, I remember the thing, see, I already forgot, 2 weeks ago, I think Jose had asked me, like, oh, where was this at? Where did you leave this? And I was like, I don't even know that existed. And then he broke it down to me very precisely, and I was like, it's not clicking up here. But like I was saying, that your brain basically
dumps all the unnecessary stuff that it needs to hold to make space for the new things that your
That's
child are trying
so
to give you.
creepy.
Brain do that to me because I have so much unnecessary shit that I have in my head.
It's like a brain dump. It like washes it out for you. So that's why you struggle remembering things, because your brain literally unprocessed that already, so that it creates new space for the new things that your children are gonna need to put in your brain. Isn't that
That's
insane?
so weird.
Yeah, I think the body is insane. I think anatomy in general is insane as well. But yeah, I think
We learned something new.
yeah.
So now it's like deleting something because I just took
So brain, when are you gonna delete something? Because I need you to start
it's
deleting
like
this
reboot.
shit.
No,
I
it's
need you to reboot.
I think I now understand why I'm so forgetful about things, and it irritates me because that's not who I was, you know. And that's another thing, like accepting who you're gonna become, who you are now.
Yeah,
You know,
because you're not the person you were.
That's a hard pill to
baby.
swallow for me. Like it's so hard because I love to party. I love to have
And
fun.
she barely was about to like start. I remember when we went, I snuck her into the club for Ricardo's cousin's birthday. She used my passport and I used my ID.
Yes, did you know that that's not the first time I got into a club, but the first way I was able to get into a club was taking her ID.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That is so crazy.
And-
I don't even feel like you guys look alike.
I think it's just a round face
Yeah.
and the skin tone. That's
Yeah,
really what it
maybe,
is.
because I've always had I think my hair was already like this. No, my passport was when I was 14.
When you were little, yeah.
When I was 16 when I got
You
my
were
passport.
younger.
So she obviously I didn't look
So,
like.
yeah.
So she used it, and I got into the club, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. And then once I became single, I was like, oh, it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have mi sobrina. We're gonna.
Can
go
you
this,
believe
this, and
I've
this.
never gotten drunk with Laura?
No, she's
Really?
never has,
Never.
because that night that she got drunk, I babysat her. She got blackout drunk.
No, you did not. You did not babysit me. The only thing you did was walk me to my car.
Iba toda pendeja al carro. Y
But-
su brother como si nada. Ella iba toda así. Su
Yeah,
brother como
sí.
que.
Well,
Jose-
Jose was
no,
there
Jose,
too, so
yeah.
Jose was gonna take care of me anyways. But like, you did not.
She
take
was
care
on
of
the stage dancing.
me. Yes, I ended.
And I remember, what's his name? He recorded. He's like, "That's my niece." I was like, "Shut the fuck up! Don't be hyping her up. Get her up."
Why?
Oh, the moment they find out I'm out here with my niece, getting her the clothes.
Honestly, well, my parents are like not strict. They're not like, no hagas eso. You know, my mom's like, have fun. My dad, no le importa nada.
Yeah, you were what, 20?
Yeah, I think it was like
No.
19 or 20. No, I had just turned 20. I had
Yes.
just turned 20. And that was the
'Cause that was in
only time I
February.
went out with Laura. And it was fun.
Yo haciendo planes last year because I was like, all right, Bella lives in Arizona. I'm gonna go see her. I'm
Which, by the way, you
single.
still have not come, and I'm moving
Oh,
back.
I'm
at
going
the
to
end of the
Arizona in September. Do you want to go?
month. Wait, what are you going for?
Chris Brown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I used to be in love with Chris Brown.
We went together
Yes,
to your
we
to the
did.
concert.
But yeah, I've never gotten drunk with Laura, and like they'll go camping and they'll be like, "Yeah, we got drunk with Laura off a buzzball." I'm like, I've never gotten drunk with this girl.
Buzzballs.
Yes, and I've never gotten drunk with her, and I'm just like, I want to so bad because I
We
feel
had
like we're
such
fun.
a good time.
I
So
by the
fun.
way, let me talk. Are you like a fun or emotional or an angry drunk?
I feel like I'm all over the place.
She really is.
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm a fun drunk, but I feel like you get in my face, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. But
Yeah.
I think I'm a fun drunk. Like I love to have a good time.
Me
Like,
too.
it's less-
And I'm really flirty. I definitely I'm like, so you wanna get some free drinks? All right, let's go.
Oh my god.
Sometimes we go to the club with that mentality that we're gonna spend money, like even the bars. A veces salimos gastando maybe $5, $10. And then
Just
the
your
rest-
entrance.
And then we leave. No, not even
Not
our entrance.
even.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then we be leaving drunk as fuck.
Period.
How?
As you should.
Sepa.
I love being a girl. Like I just feel like being a girl, you can get away with that. You know.
Yeah.
But I lost my train of thought. See, I'm so forgetful. What were we talking about?
No, about me going to. So yeah,
You
last
guys never
year.
got drunk.
Oh yeah, I've never
So
gotten
yeah,
drunk with
last year I was like, all right, Bella lives in Arizona. She says all the clubs out in Arizona are so fun, and obviously I didn't.
Come on the end of the month.
And she freaking tells me, I call her. That's when I found out she was pregnant. I called her. I was like, hey, I'm thinking of buying my ticket to go here.
Yes.
And she's like, well, Miss Girl. I was like,
Oh,
and she
you
tells
already
me,
knew.
oh, I started
No, she was
crying.
folding laundry.
Yeah.
And I FaceTimed her and I was like,
That's how you know that it hit me that Bella was having a kid, because I cried.
Yeah.
I don't cry.
She's like, are you dead ass? I'm like, I'm not lying.
I'm like sobbing. I was like, Bella, really? Like, what the fuck?
And I remember I lied to her. I was like, I just started taking new antidepressants and I feel really weird and I just don't think I should be mixing them with alcohol. Mind you, that was not the case. I found out I was pregnant. And so, but I didn't want anyone to know because I was in my first trimester. So I wanted to make sure that I was going to get through it before I told anybody. And so I just felt like I just started new antidepressants and like, I shouldn't be mixing them with alcohol. And I know you're going to come out here and drink. And I just don't feel like it's fair for me to be like, yeah, come out here. But they'd be like, oh, I can't, you know?
Yeah.
So I just sort of like, let's just push it back. Bitch, push it back for like, what, 2 years down here?
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then even when we went to Bad Bunny, did you know that I was pregnant?
No, you didn't even know.
I didn't know. But I'm saying, like, I was pregnant when I came out here for Bad Bunny. And it's a good thing I didn't drink.
Well, you drank one, but you didn't even finish.
I got
finished yours.
crossfaded when I went to Bad Bunny in Arizona and I was already pregnant. But the next day after I woke up from Bad Bunny, I was so sick and I was like, I probably just hungover. But it didn't feel like a hungover sick. It felt like an outer body sick.
That's what happened to me.
Me too.
And I thought like maybe I got the flu because I just flew in from Utah and it was cold out there. And then I got here and it's warm out here. So like maybe it's just that. And my symptoms never went away. And then I was like, what the hell is going on with me? Do I have COVID? And I was like, and my period has always came consistently. And so then I thought to myself, maybe you're pregnant? And I was like, no way. And I even recorded my reaction finding out I was pregnant with Jose. And I remember when I told him, like, flip it, I had asked him, so what do you think? Do you think I'm pregnant? He's like, no. And I was like, no, me neither. I'm tripping. And he flipped it,
Like,
and I was like,
crossing your fingers, like, please don't let me be pregnant.
I didn't think I was. Like, the thought of being pregnant was not there. Like, at all.
Because mind you, she didn't want kids.
Yeah, and so, and any other time where I've had, like, a pregnancy scare, it's always been negatives. And right after I take the test, I get my period.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe that's what my body's just saying, to take the test. I kid you not. The test, we didn't even let it sit for 2 minutes. The 2 minutes I needed to sit for. I think it sat by the time that I finished paying. I put the lid on there, I flipped it, and then I told Jose, like, come look. And then it was already 2 solid blue lines. And I was just like, oh, this can't be happening to me.
You're lying.
Yeah, dude, I was so scared. And not because I was scared to tell people, that was not the case. But I was scared because I was like, there's no way, like, what am I going to do now?
You just didn't believe it.
And then she was in a whole other state alone.
Yeah. And, I mean, I still am. But I was just like, I think in my pregnancy, I missed a lot. Like, I missed my mom. I missed my sister. I missed having people there. Like, I was so miserably sick. And
she would freaking
I would send her
videos.
I'm like, I can't do this. I don't know how you wanted to go through being pregnant more than once. Like, this is absolutely insane. I'm sick. I have a bunch of food aversions. I can't stand the smell of the air. I can't stand the smell of Jose. I can't stand the smell of the fridge. I don't want to eat anything. Like, how am I supposed to get through this, you know? And so I literally sent her videos of me crying, like, I can't do this. She'd be like, ¿ya ves, cabrona? ¿Ya ves, cabrona? ¿Tú querías hijos?
Was this just like the first trimester or your whole pregnancy?
So my first trimester was the morning sickness.
Yeah.
It was all day. The second trimester, I got more energy. And I was thriving. Like, I had energy. I was going to the gym again.
How it is.
I wasn't big. And then I was nesting a lot. And then third trimester hit me. Oh my God, that hit me like a bus. I was miserable. Like, I had very bad pelvic girdle pain. So walking, sleeping, anything just hurt terribly.
Yeah.
I would rather take an ankle to my scooter. Or to my scooter. A scooter to my ankle 3 times before I even experienced this pain ever again. Because it hurt so bad. I was so uncomfortable. Having sex hurt as well, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. It hurts. And then I was huge. I felt like I was huge, and then I was out of breath all the time, and I was exhausted. Like, I could sleep for 24 hours and still
be tired.
Yeah, and then I just was like, I don't want to do this again. Like, and I don't envy women that were like, oh, I didn't really experience anything, but I'm like, you lucky bitch.
Yep, facts.
Yeah.
I feel like my pregnancy with Eli this last time.
Yeah, I would tell her, and I have really bad sciatic pain now.
Oh yeah, it was horrible. Obviously, mine, I had to stop working for mine.
Yeah, I did too. I stopped working immediately.
No, mine, I didn't want to. Mine was because it was like what's it called?
Like bed rest or like bedridden?
No, it was more like what are they called when they're like pregnancies? What the freak are they called?
Oh, high risk.
A high risk pregnancy,
Yeah.
especially because of like obviously my previous miscarriages.
Yeah.
It was a high risk, and then because he wanted, like I was close to miscarriaging with him too, so they pretty much told me like you need to
Should
stop.
not risk it at all.
Yeah, so I stopped working. I want to say I was in my. I had just found out like 2 weeks before when they were like you need to stop. So mine was like, damn, I'm dying. I still hate mayo. I cannot have mayo.
I hate the smell of minced garlic. I still can't stand the smell of minced garlic. It was my biggest food aversion, and I still hate it now. It low-key
me too.
traumatizes
I can't
me.
have mayo. I literally when I got a hot and spicy yesterday, and I was like, no mayo, and they look at me like, bitch. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because, do you have any like food aversions?
No, I was always sick.
She was
Like-
yeah, especially
like-
with
The whole pregnancy?
So with Gio.
Oh my God.
and-
Dude, I would cry.
Well,
I
yeah.
feel for you. I really feel for you.
So with Gio, I was sick the whole pregnancy,
mm-hmm.
and it was like to the point where like I would just eat ice because that's all I could eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with the twins, I thought Gio was bad. The twins was like 10 times worse. Like I could not eat. I literally would smell food and I just wanted to like go and
Gross
like
you out?
yeah, like I just wanted to lay down and like open the fucking windows and like I just didn't want anything to do with it. But then I would like randomly get that like craving of like food and I'd be like, okay, I have to take advantage.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing. Like I would just eat ice and it was so freaking bad. Like literally.
Were you anemic? Or were you
She's
iron
probably
deficient?
still anemic right now.
Probably.
Literally.
Yeah. So they did tests, but they never told me if I was anemic or not. Or maybe they did.
Are you iron deficient?
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
that's a big reason why you were munching on ice like crazy.
Yeah.
What's your no?
For one, like your kids are taking that away from you, and for two, like you're already deficient in it. So
Yeah, it was really bad. And then obviously once I had them, like that just went away. Like I'll munch on it every now and then, but not like when I was pregnant. Literally, it was like cups all day just of ice.
I think what I craved the most when I was pregnant was Coke and cereal.
I didn't crave any soda. I could not have soda for the whole 9 months of me being pregnant. I did not have soda. No se me antojaba, and if I would try it, I'd be like, ugh. Mountain Dew was my shit. I love Mountain Dew.
I would
A
have to
nice
get the
cold Mountain
Baja
Dew.
Blast from
Really?
Taco Bell.
And no,
Yeah.
I couldn't until this day now. Like, I'll have a Mountain Dew, I'll have like a sip here and there. No. Like,
Doesn't
I
hit the
cannot-
same?
No, I don't. I don't have it.
That's-
Pepsi do.
Actually, cereal doesn't hit the same for me no more. I think it's
only when
because
you're pregnant.
But Beba loves
I love
cereal. Beba was
cereal. My pantry even right now is stocked up with. I just ordered groceries, and I ordered like 3 boxes of cereal.
her and my nephew, Freddie, cereal. If they could live off cereal for the rest of their life, they would.
I would eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, honestly. And there was a point when I was pregnant, that's all I would eat. And I remember Jose would get so mad at me. He'd be like, "You can't just feed the baby that. Like, feed him food." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't think you understand. He likes it. Like, it's not just
And, like I wouldn't.
Yeah, and so like maybe I'll try like Fruit Loops this time instead of fucking Cocoa Puffs, but that's the best you're gonna get, you know?
Like we're switching the flavors.
But I feel like when you're pregnant, se te antoja. I'm not a big milk person. Pero, dude, my big bowl of
I love
cereal with
milk.
my
Yes,
nice
that's what I'm
cold
saying. It's a
milk en la
pregnant- 'cause
I
noche.
love milk so much.
when I'm pregnant, that choco, what is it?
Choco
Chocomilk?
crisp? The
Oh.
Choco crisp?
Crisp, yeah.
Those are my shit.
Those
That is my shit.
I don't like them once they get soggy.
Oh, no, I have to eat them right away.
Right.
Like that's the only cereal I want crispy.
Yeah.
Anything else like get a little soggy, but
Oh, no.
that one I have to eat crispy. Cause once it gets soggy, I'm like, this is a weird texture. It feels gross. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've always loved milk, so and I'm so glad I'm not lactose intolerant. I would literally
My
cry.
poor child, Eli.
I think a lot of people in our family are lactose intolerant.
Well, Eli, he has to have the whole organic milk. Girl, that's $9 a gallon.
Your WIC don't kick it? Oh,
I
you
don't
don't
have
have
WIC,
WIC. Yeah, shout out WIC. I'm gonna tell you right now, I take advantage of the government. I don't
Cut that out.
No, leave it in there. And they're like, we've reviewed your content. Yeah, tomorrow I'm like, why are my footsteps content? I'm like, this can't be happening to me. No,
They're like, no, you be taking advantage of the government.
they're like, you said you take advantage of who? They're like, oh, run us back all that money we gave you. And they're like, we already lied. That's just a joke, by the way. Allegedly. Allegedly.
No, that's how I have to, in like obviously because I switch back and forth with the kids, but the week that they're with me, like the whole 10 days, he goes through 2 gallon, girl.
Yeah.
That's still $20.
My son goes through 12 cans of formula a month. he goes to.
I'll throw the kid away.
No, bye. But yeah, he goes to 12 cans of formula a month, or I think he was doing 32 ounces a day, but now I'm putting him at 38 ounces a day. And then he's all starting purees, and so he eats one puree a day, which I split it in half. Like a little thing of puree, I split it in half. I give him some in the morning and some like in the middle of the day, and then he still drinks his 38 ounces. But he's proportioned. He's in the 98th percentile.
That's a big.
All the way around. He's not like.
Girl, I met him for the first time in 4 months.
Yeah, no. Well, he lives in a different state for one.
Yeah, you came down here.
Well, that was another thing. Oh, that was a big thing. When I was freshly postpartum, I did not want anyone around him because the fear of RSV. Like, that was the biggest thing as well. That was like, no, I will not. And he was born during RSV season in November. So, and then traveling. We traveled during holiday season. It was RSV season, and he was freshly newborn. So I was not willing to risk it. I didn't even let my parents kiss him because.
And a lot of people don't care. Like, they know they're sick and they'll.
Isn't that insane? Like, have some common courtesy.
Yeah.
And not only that, I'm just gonna briefly go over this. The amount of people that feel entitled to touching your kid, like strangers.
Yeah.
When I fly, people feel like they can just touch his knee, and I'm like, stop touching him. Like,
I don't know him.
Don't touch him.
Yeah.
Don't be up in his face. Don't try to kiss him. Like, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Please. It's a baby.
I feel like me, it's been hard because Eli gets sick really easily.
Yeah.
The first year of his life, like, I want to say it was, like, he had already turned 1. No. He got COVID at 2 months.
Yeah, dude, I would.
Girl, I would never even leave my house.
Yeah.
So it's like he must have got it from somebody.
Coming. Yeah.
Like, coming over.
Yeah.
And nobody.
COVID?
At 2
At
months.
2 months old.
Yeah.
Was he hospitalized?
No,
Because of it?
thankfully he wasn't.
Oh.
Like, I did everything I could. Like, I had humidifier, le echaba porú, le daba medicina.
The
Like,
vaporub, bitch.
yeah, girl, my mama told me. And literally, and we didn't go anywhere because he was born in October,
Yeah.
like towards the end of October. But I think I'm like, somebody must have had it. They didn't have the symptoms and they came over. But nobody really came over like that. Like, obviously, like, his dad's parents, my mom who took care of me, Rosa, and then, like, maybe, like, my brother or his brother and sister. But
Yeah.
other than that, nobody, like, came over. So I'm like, where did he get it? And he got COVID at 2 months. And then, like, a los 6 meses, he got flu B. Then like al mes he got what is that called? The one with the throat, the one with the raspy throat, la tos del perro. What is it called?
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about, but
He got that, and then like a couple months later he got sick again, and I told his doctor, I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like,
Yeah.
like I'm trying everything I can for him not to get sick, and she's like, he's just running. I guess kids eventually have to get something so their body fights it, so they're
Yeah.
like used to it. She's like, your son's just getting him all back to back to back to back to back.
Aww.
And then I'm kind of scared that he might end up having asthma because obviously his grandma has asthma on his dad's side. So she has it really bad, and his uncle does too. And when last year he had like a little mild case of asthma around August, September. So he got an inhaler.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'll be running outside.
Like little
and
asthma attacks.
yeah, he'll be running outside and he'll like struggle, and I'm like, oh God, like really, like out of all these kids, I need to put him in a bubble because he gets sick. So he could literally be outside if it's a little tiny cold, and the next day he's sick.
Aw.
Yeah. Or like he'll go to his dad's, and then it'll just be a change of like obviously sometimes our AC's on, or like it's just he'll be sick. He's sick like every other month.
Aw, that's so sad.
And I feel like he knows it now, like that
sick.
yeah.
Well, at least you know now when he goes to school, when he tells you he's sick, it's because he's actually sick.
Yeah.
I
I'm like, I believe you. Aaliyah, on the other hand, I thought, Mom, my stomach hurts. Can you pick me up? Yeah. 2 seconds later, stuck by traes pinches chetos. I'm like, girl, you
Like,
weren't
bitch, you're just
sick.
hungry.
Yes.
You're not sick, you're just
Yeah,
hungry.
she does that all the time. And I'm just like, Aaliyah, really? Like, stay in school. Ya que tanto te falta.
Yeah.
I remember one day she was sick.
Well, I wonder where she gets from, woman.
One day she was sick.
Rewatch the
and
first episode.
She was sick, and obviously her dad was at work. I was at work. Nobody could pick her up. And I think I ended up having somebody pick her up for me. Kid you not? And I was like, if I go home and I see you eating or I see you on your phone, I know you're full of shit.
I feel like every kid has to go through that though.
No, she'll blame it and be like, it's because I had something from lunch and it was nasty. And
Oh my god, that's Julie's.
I'm like, girl,
excuse all
shut
the
the
time.
hell
I
up.
like school lunch.
Oh, it's different now.
Really?
It's
I know. I've
really
been begging Aaliyah to give me a muffin.
Oh, they had it on Friday.
Yeah.
They do guests and goodies. Y está bebas, Ali es en 4th grade y todavía está chingando.
I saw her the fucking.
I was like, ¿qué te va a guardar la pinche muffin for a whole
For
year
real.
o qué? Si
I
no
remember
te
one
ves.
time she did bring it home. She's like, it's in my backpack.
Yeah,
and
she did.
And then she's like, but I ate it. I was like, what?
She's like, I got hungry.
It's very Aaliyah coded though
Yeah,
to
it
her
really
to say
is.
that. Yeah, no, I was super scared for my son to get sick, and so when I came down here, I told her like, no, like maybe you could see him later on, and then she was
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna.
and then she
go
was
there.
like, I better see your son. And I was like, talking to me like that is crazy.
I better see yourself, but I knew that well I wasn't gonna drive all the way.
Yeah, I was when I was down here, and she's like, before you leave, I better see your son. And I was like, talking to me like that is crazy. You're not entitled to seeing him. But I knew she didn't mean it from a bad place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just how she talks. But
Por su culpa, mi mamá le tiene un pinche regalo y ya yo creo que ni le queda al chiquillo porque no la
girl,
puedo
my son did not fit in newborn clothes. Out the womb, he fit in like 3-month clothes.
I believe that because Gio was an 8-month baby.
Yeah.
8 months.
Or 8
Oh
pounds.
my girl,
Yeah.
are you good?
No, I'm tired.
Okay, let's talk about something else. This was a good conversation. Obviously, I think I'm gonna assume that you guys have been friends for years.
Girl, did you not watch the first episode?
Well, I know that you guys were. See, this is where I'm confused. Were you guys friends in high school, or you guys were just acquaintances in high school?
That was junior.
No, so junior high.
So how long has your friendship been?
Like
Since-
13 years? Since like end of 9th grade.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it's been for.
Well, how old were you in 9th? 14?
In 9th grade, 15.
14, 15, right? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
You're like, I don't know how many times I've counted.
14. 14 years.
Okay, so excuse me, I have never had a friendship last that long, but you guys kind of obviously grew up like a little bit,
Yeah.
and then obviously are in a completely different phase in life. I want to know, like, how do you guys have conflict in your friendships, and how have you guys?
Girl, we were just
Handled it.
squashing. We were just about to beat each other's ass last night.
Really?
Literally, we were like yelling at each other, but it's just
Because Sam, you look so timid. Like you.
So
seem-
I am.
But I think
feel
because
like-
you're comfortable with it, it's a different
yeah.
side.
So we'll go at it and we'll start yelling at each other, and then everyone's just kind of staring at
literally
us.
that was
like-
us. I think our argument was obviously like I know how she knows where I'm coming from.
Basically,
And,
what we got from it, we're telling each other the same shit, and no one listens.
No facts.
Yeah.
And literally, we were just yelling at each other. Everybody was just like, but I'm like, I don't mean it like that. Like, if I really want to beat your ass, I want to beat your ass right now.
Well, no,
But, like,
and then like I know she's loud, so I know I have to get loud, and
Louder.
I'm not a loud person,
Yeah.
so like I'm like, fuck no, estoy
But, like, you always made the worst out of me.
yeah. I don't think we've ever had like an argument like that. Besides, obviously, when we were younger and
Yeah.
we like went our own ways, but.
I feel like like we've never had an argument, like.
But I think because we're so open with each other, we
Yeah.
tell each other.
Like, you're
Girl,
pissing me
I've been
off.
telling her sometimes. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. All right, or like it's just.
We're on FaceTime like all day sometimes. Like today, was it today?
But low key, we got on FaceTime to clean. Because if we don't get on.
I do that with my sister.
Ah.
It's like background noise and it's like motivation.
Literally. Well,
She's
yeah,
like,
like,
sis. I'm like, I'm about to start cleaning.
yeah, like, I guess I will too. And then I'll start cleaning. And then, like, ayer me puse a limpiar, my room. I was doing laundry, cleaned the living room, both of the living rooms, the kitchen. I cleaned
Yeah.
outside. And was
I just feel like
oh,
time goes by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to talk to each other every day because.
See, that's how I feel like with my sister. I mean, now that I have my son, we don't really talk anymore. But when I was pregnant, I remember I would call her and we would just sit on the phone all day, and I would get so much stuff done. You know.
Yeah.
But the reason I ask is because I feel like when you're younger, obviously, like, the arguments are like stupid, petty, whatever, right? And then as you get older, like, conflict happens, like real life shit happens, and it's like, hey, like, how do you guys get through, you know? And so I always wondered, like, because Laura is super obviously blunt and what is the word? Confrontational, right?
Yeah.
But just like kind of going off your demeanor right now, I'm like, you just look so shy and timid. Like, you just seem like you're not
You're like, I don't want to even hear you, you know? So that's why I've always thought how you were with Laura. Like, you just, I don't know, I didn't
You
know
just
how
thought I would bully her and she would
No,
just
not bully her, but I thought it was just more so like,
she's
I just felt like it was more like, I don't feel like dealing with Laura. I'm just going to let her have her time.
Oh no, she'll tell me
I'll
too.
tell her, yeah.
Like we'll have conversations where I'm just like, Samantha, tell me what the fuck to do because I need somebody to tell me. Like the other day I was crashing out. I was like, Samantha, what the fuck do I do? Like what am I doing? And I feel like we just understand each other. Like we're completely opposite.
Yeah.
Like
What's your sign?
she's Rosa. Her birthday's Rosa. So
That's insane.
it's crazy because I'm like their birthdays are November 30th.
Yeah.
Rosa and her are complete. Rosa nunca se
Different.
es igual que yo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's not like her. And I think that's why we get along.
Are you the
so good.
oldest?
No, middle.
Oh, well, that's why you were kind of like the forgotten child.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we are so alike. We get along so well because we're completely opposite from each other. Because I feel like if she was just like me, I wouldn't like her. I feel like our friendship would have ended years ago.
Are you a Leo?
No, I'm a Gemini.
Oh, yeah. For some reason I thought you were a Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I always thought that, like, you were just like, I don't feel like hearing her. So
No, and I'll tell her, I'm like, you're being annoying. Like, shut the fuck up already. I'm like,
And I
text me
need
when
that.
you're done. When you're done being a bitch, text me. And she's like, okay, but then she'll text me something else.
Okay. Well, the other question I had is, oh, this is a good one. What are some habits that either of you have, good or bad, good habits where you're like, I love this about myself and I'm so happy I have this habit, and a habit where you're like, I think I need to work on that.
Ooh, I'm such a procrastinator, I feel like.
Ooh.
She really is.
Yeah. Like, I'll put shit off, like,
Obviously, your post.
yeah.
We posted it this morning.
No. But, like, I've been busy with work, so
Yeah,
I do
it's
real
understandable.
estate, and I'm literally, like, sometimes I'm just, like, driving back and forth, or, like, I'm, just doing so many things at once, or even if I'm at home, like, I'm, like, if I don't answer one call, it's a text, or it's here, and it's, it's all over the place. So I get to the point where I literally, like, grab my phone, where's my phone? And I'm like, okay, I think we're done. And I'll fucking put it away for like 2 hours, and they'll be like, "Where's Sam? Where's Sam? Where's Sam?"
Yeah, we have a group chat and we're just like,
because I get like, so like
up with a bunch of other
yeah,
stuff.
and I'm just like, I don't want to see my phone for the next.
And you work
day.
off your phone.
Yeah.
95% of the time. So probably like 99% of the time. The other 1% is like with your deals and stuff, but everything else is pretty much over the phone.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, sometimes I'm on the computer all day and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to do this.
You don't want to see the screen no more.
Yeah.
What
I think my bad habit is I'm fucking lazy.
She's like, it's a lifestyle at this point.
I just think I always tell myself, I'm like, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be better at it. Like, I just don't have it in me. Like, I don't have the energy in me. Girl, my room was a disaster. Leslie's seen it when she went home the other day. It was a disaster. And I just looking at it, I'm just like, I'll get to it eventually. And I'm just like, nope, I don't have time. And I kept seeing it because I'm like, okay, the kids are gonna go to their dad's. I'm gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
I'll go always there.
Me, I'm like,
Her priorities
she's
are
like,
not.
what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm at my mom's. She's like, oh, what are you guys doing? I'm like, nothing. I just don't want to be home because then I have to fucking clean
care of
and
your
be
house.
responsible. I'm like, and I don't want to do that. So
Out
I
of
was
sight,
there
out of mind.
all week.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do shit all
And I just feel like it's just, I hate it. And it's just one room. It's just my room. I literally, my vanity was a disaster in my room. I had clothes everywhere.
I cannot thrive in
And I literally, I can't either. Like, I feel like I wake up in such a bad mood because I'm just like, you could have done it.
I think it overstimulates me. And I think the reason why that happens to me is because obviously my parents are Hispanic, and so I think it's just like the way they were raised. They want to like hoard everything.
Yeah.
My mom?
And so my dad holds on to stuff, my mom holds on to stuff. And so growing up, I've seen that a lot. And when I moved out, I was like, I am very minimalistic. I have just as much cups as I need in my cupboard, just as much plates as I need in my cupboard. I get rid of clothes very often because I don't want it. And so today, tell me why first of all, I consider this vacation because I'm away from home. I get to my parents' house and I'm fucking having this clean shit juice from my brother and my sister in their own bathroom. And I'm like, you guys are grown ass adults. How are you not cleaning your own fucking bathroom?
Oh, God.
My sister, I was like, we need to clean your, because I'm sleeping with her in her room. And I'm like, we need to clean your room. Not for you,
You're like,
But for me, because I can't do this, and it really gives me so much anxiety, and so we cleaned her room and stuff, but I just can't. Like, my house is very minimalistic and clean because I can't. It like drives me.
I want to be that
insane.
person. I always tell myself, I'm like, I'm gonna take care of my room. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure, like, I keep it up. Fuck no, I just start throwing shit this and this, and I'm like, oh, why do I do it?
Look, a mí me da flojera, I think, is like, I'll be cleaning and my kids start taking shit out.
Yeah.
And then I give up. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, do whatever you want at that point.
Yeah, and I feel like that will easily turn you off because you're like, bro, what is the point of me cleaning?
Yeah. So, like, earlier I was cleaning. You guys saw my downstairs. There's toys everywhere, blankets. And that's how it is. Like, they want to get all the blankets, all the toys. And I'm like, I'm not even going to fight with them because my daughter, oh my God.
And they're kids. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna have fun. They're gonna make a
Yeah,
mess.
exactly. Or, like, even when I was getting ready earlier, they were, like, playing with all my body sprays. And I was like, can you put it back? And they're like, no. I was like, okay.
She's like, I won't ask
And
next
Eli
time.
has this thing where, like, I was telling them, I'm like, estaba limpiando my room, and he has mamitis to the max, like, mamitis. I'm, like, bending over, folding, and he's like, I'm like, Eli, I'm trying, no, ma. And I'm like, Eli,
Aww.
chill out for a second. Like,
I've heard that sons are a lot more attached.
Oh, he
to them.
literally will,
Is
like,
your son like that?
all of them.
Mine? Yeah.
I will literally be on my phone, and he'll be like, he'll grab me, and he'll kiss me, and then,
Why do I look forward to that?
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Every night, I'm just like, do you love me? Yes. I'm like, how much? So much. And then he'll start kissing my face. I'm like, oh, let's go to bed.
The other day, where was I? Oh, when we were going to, yesterday, that we were going to your house, Gio goes, Mom, you look so pretty. He's like, will you marry me?
Oh, that is so
Stop.
cute.
Yeah.
I like look forward to that.
I literally was like, that's the type of love I needed in my life. Literally.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that insane? Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
God's timing is just.
And I'm
so
just like, how the fuck are you Ricardo? Because your dad's never like that.
Well, I think it's just like a son thing. Like I've always heard that sons are super attached. To
But
their
is he
mom.
like that with his mom?
With Ricardo?
Yeah.
Hell no.
No, never mind.
Yeah, no.
I think I don't know. I've always just read that like boys are super attached to their mom, like their mom. Boys.
Oh, my
It's
son
like how
is.
girls are like daddy girls, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I look forward to that.
I love it. Like he's a fucking sour patch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he literally, he's that type of kid. She watched him
with
for me.
Yeah.
She watched him for me when they were in Mexico, when Ricardo's parents were in Mexico. He needs to be touching somebody's face,
Aw.
like to go to sleep.
His love language
So I
is
was
physical
like,
touch.
It really is.
I was laying down with him downstairs, and it was early. He
Yeah.
had just gotten here. What time would you bring him? Like,
5:30.
Yeah.
5:30.
and I literally was like laying down, and I had put TV on for him, and I was like closing my eyes because he was like in and out, like trying to fall asleep, and like my eyes are closed, but then I feel like his hands on my face, and I was like, what?
Aww.
And like I got scared because my kids are not touchy. Like my kids are like your son. Like they're in their bed since
Yeah.
they were born. Like they never slept with me. And when he did that, I was like, oh my God, I was like, you scared me.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me like, what the hell's wrong with this?
She was
Yeah.
like, wait, you don't like it?
And he doesn't
My mom doesn't
care.
act like
he
that.
doesn't care. He will do it to anybody.
That is so cute though. His love language is definitely physical touch.
It
though.
is, and I'm the person that's like, don't
She
touch me,
can't.
get the fuck away from
Even with
me.
your kids?
Oh no.
Oh.
But I'm like, I'm that person.
Yeah, I believe
That
you.
I'm just like, don't touch me, stay away from me. Even with my friends. She's the one that'll be
Yeah,
like, are you in
I'm
a
a
mood for?
hugger.
She is. She'll be like, and I'm like, I love you. What-
Me too. I'm very affectionate physically
Yeah.
with my friends. Like when
I'm
my friends
not.
accomplish
I'm
things.
like, hug today?
Yeah.
Yes.
She'll be like, do you want to hug?
or like
you
when
look
you're
for her?
crying, I'm like, come here, I'll hug you. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh no.
But my best friend is also like, please don't touch me. Like, please don't touch
Like,
me.
watch me cry, but from right there.
Yeah,
That's
she just
her.
wants me to watch her, and I'm like, are you good? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. You know? But I am also the same way. And I also feel like, okay, like, bitch, hug me. You're my friend. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
don't be weird. But then there's also people like you. They're like, just tell me you love me. That's it.
Yeah.
But don't touch me, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, what's a good habit that you guys have?
A good habit.
Something that you're like, I like this about myself.
Nothing. I'm just
Oh my
kidding.
Does
god.
this mean we don't love ourselves?
I don't know if I have any good habits.
A good habit.
What's yours?
About myself? I
I think I would say like being type A, organized, because it helps me stay on top of things, you know? And I like it because I, for the most part, always know what's going on and I can take control of things. I love having control for the most part. So I think that's my favorite habit about myself because I know I'll get shit done. I know I don't have to ever have to go,
and that's me too. Like I need to get, like, I have to have a schedule.
Yeah.
I hate being late. I hate being late anywhere.
But I feel like you're always late.
No, I'm
Really?
never late. Like if it comes to like if I, because I know she's always late.
Yeah.
I hate being late. That irks my soul.
It gives me so much anxiety too.
If I have to rely on you and I'm late, especially to work, I literally might leave my house 45 minutes before I have to clock in.
My dad is the same. My dad looks like an hour and a half.
Yeah, there's days where your dad's pulling up to the shop and I'm like passing him.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I have to be organized. Like I need to make sure like my shit's like, that's what I'm saying. I can be lazy like home wise, but it's like my life, my kids. I have to have a schedule. Like I have to. It needs to be like that. Yesterday I was late to Aaliyah's pictures and I was
beating
freaking
herself
out because I had gotten the times wrong. I had sent the times to her dad so he knew if he wanted to show up, and I thought it said 6:30 to 7:30, and then I'm like leaving my house at 6:10. I was like, oh, I have 20 minutes. It's 12 minutes away from my house. So I'm like, I'll make enough time. Her coach is calling me, and she's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm coming. She's like, we were supposed to start at 6. I was like, girl, what? I thought you said 6:30. And I was like, I'm 5 minutes away. Girl, I just left the house. I was late as hell. So she missed her group pictures, and I felt so bad because I'm like, I'm not that type. I hate being late. I need to be there on time. I go to appointments. I show up 20 minutes early.
That's so good. Why did I not picture you like that?
And I hated working with her because she was always late. And
my mom is the same way. My mom will be like, I need to clock in at 6, and it's like 6:05, and she's still home. I'm like,
I used to.
And she's like, well, technically, I'm not late till 6:10, and I'm like,
you're
girl, what?
That's literally how I was. So when we lived with my in-laws, it's right on 2nd Street. And I worked at the BDO at Wayfair, like when we were working from the office. I literally would leave my house like at 1:05. I had a clock in at 1:15. But in my head, I'm like, it's only a few minutes away. Every time I would leave my house, the fucking train was right there. I was like, and I would text her and be like, hey, like, I got the train. And she'd be like, okay. But like, I know she was mad. I was like, oops.
Yeah, dude. I did not picture you being a good time management.
Oh, I need to.
She
is.
I feel that's what I'm working on this year, being better time management wise.
See, and me, I gotta get shit done on my house.
Like today, I was running late, obviously, and back home I always try to give myself time now. I work so close to my house, like a 3-minute drive of that, if that. But because it's so close, I underestimate, and I'm like, it's just around the corner. But I was all consistently clocking in late, which granted it wasn't super late, like I was still in a good area, but it didn't change the fact that I was late.
Yeah.
You know? And Jose is like you, very ahead of time, gives himself more than enough time for anything to happen in any case. And I'm just the person that's like barely making it. And so we would bump heads on it a lot because he'd be like, bro, you're always late. And I'd be like, and you're too far advanced. Like, stop. Like, stop. It's not that serious. But then I started to realize that time is like a way of showing somebody that you respect them. Like, I respect you enough to show up on time and not take advantage of your time. Or I respect you enough to like show up when I'm supposed to be here and not you being like, oh, where are you? Because maybe I don't have anything going on after this, but maybe you have 1,000,001 things going on after this, and me just being late like throws you off. It's a respect thing, you know.
That's how I feel when I'm showing houses sometimes. Like, I'll give a time and they don't show up at that time, and like the way we schedule them is like 30-minute windows when we're close, like in the area, right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, like we go in, we're there for 15 minutes, and then the next one, let's say I schedule like 7 for one, I schedule the next one at 7:15. Each one has 30 minutes, but in my head, we should be there by like 7:15, 7:20, the latest. So when they show up and it's like 7:15, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like,
now you
I'm gonna have to call the agent. Like, are we gonna make it? Like, because a lot of these people still live there, you know. So you want to make sure that you make it. So it stresses me. That's the only time
you, like,
I have that time management like locked down, is because I need to be there, like from point A to point B at a certain time.
Yes.
And see, that's exactly like I had to put myself in other people's shoes to understand the importance of time, because I'd always be like, oh, I'll make it, like it's not that big, or I was only 2 minutes late, or I was only running behind 5 minutes, but like that, it actually makes a difference for other people, right? And I don't think I fully understood that until I put myself in their shoes, and I was like, you need to do better. And so I've been working on it. It's a work in progress. I'm throwing it sometimes, but I definitely do try to be better on time. So those are my good and bad. My good was being type A. And
So we're the opposite.
isn't that crazy?
So funny.
That's crazy, right?
Oh, well, you're moving back.
Yes.
Well,
I'll be back in a month.
So is that why you're inviting us here a little?
Well, it's because I am going to take advantage of Arizona for sure. Like my first year living in Arizona, I didn't know anything, right? So like I didn't know where all the good spots were at. I didn't know what to do.
That's what I was trying to experience.
What wasn't fun? But I didn't know at all. I know somebody had it been fun, and so I didn't really know what we were doing. And then my second year, which was just this past year, I got pregnant. So I was inside the whole year, right? And now I don't have time to do it because I don't have anybody to watch my son out there. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go have fun these last 2 weeks. Yeah, like I'm gonna have fun for sure. Yeah, like
so she can go pack up her life and come back.
I am, because I just feel like I've been locked in for 4 months. You know, like obviously.
For 4 months, and that's 10 years.
But it's important to pour into yourself. Like I said, I'm still young.
And this is why, obviously, I gave 10 years, my whole youth, like my whole beginning of my 20s, to being a mom and stuff. Now I'm just like, I'm gonna fuck, I'm gonna go out.
Yeah.
You can talk all you want. I'm gonna be out in these streets.
Yeah. But she said I'm still come home and take care of my kids.
I'm just gonna come home and be a mom.
Exactly. Isn't it crazy? You have to lock in. Like I be hungover. I don't think my body even gives me a chance to be hungover.
I get home sometimes at 4 a.m. and I take a 30-minute nap and I wake up and go to work.
I can't do a 30-minute nap. I gotta sleep.
I will literally, I think I did it not 2 weekends in a row, but like 2 nights in a row. I went out Thursday night. I went to Salt Lake. I went to the club, got home at 3. I had to be at work by 6. Took that little 2-hour nap. Got up, showered, went to work, and then I did it all over again the next night. I came home because I had signed up for overtime. And my brother, Javi, he'll be like, because obviously my kid's dad's completely off it. So he'll call in.
Yeah.
When he's hungover. And
me too. If I got that PTO, I'm using it.
Me too.
I don't care.
No.
It's there for a reason.
I'm like, no.
Because I could die tomorrow and you're not gonna
But
pay
one
my
thing about
hours.
me is I'm like, si puedes andar de cabrona, puedes ser responsable. And that's what my brother Javi said. He's like, that's true. He's like, you could be an alcoholic, but yeah, at least you're getting your ass to work. I'm like, one thing about me is I'm gonna get my ass up and I'm gonna go. Because if I was out partying, I gotta get my ass to work.
To me, I look at it. If I have PTO or sick time, I'm gonna use it. They're not gonna pay it to me at the end of the year.
But the thing is that obviously your baby's still little.
Yeah.
Yes. I like to save mine because my daughter's bigger.
Like, yeah.
My son, obviously, sometimes his grandma gets
I don't
sick.
use it now, but
Yeah.
prior to kids, I would go out and have fun, and then I'd be like, I have 8 hours PTO.
No,
use it.
you know what sucked? When I worked at Wayfair, like my 9 to 5, I had to work Sundays in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So we would hang out every weekend, and they would be like, "Are you gonna drink?" And I'd be like, "I don't think so."
Then you have FOMO.
And then my husband would tell me like, "Oh, like just have a drink or two." And then he'd be like, "You know what? Just call in." I'd be like, "All right, fuck it, I'm gonna call in every Sunday." But they would give us so much hours there.
Yeah.
It was insane. So like I had hours for days.
Yeah. No, I use that PTO. I don't care.
Now I'm just like, because I had to use 40 hours to take off like the first week to get Rosa's stuff situated. I'm like, girl, now if I call in, I don't got anything to cover those hours.
No, I think I've only ever worked at one place that paid you out your PTO and your sick time when you quit. Like they would pay it out to you. Every other place, it doesn't roll over and you lose it at the end of the year. So I'd be like, well, I don't want to take a fat ass vacation at the end of the year. Everybody's traveling anyways. So they're probably not even going to approve the days. I might as well use the nap. Gee, and if I get in trouble, I get in trouble. But if not, I'd be like, I had PTO, so I can't really get written up because that PTO covered my ass. So, but that's why I give you props because I see, I'm like, girl, how? I can't.
I ask myself how sometimes too. I'm just at work like, oh, why did I do this to myself? Like,
I know.
Me, like yesterday, I don't know. Every fucking weekend now, I'm like, literally, like we'll go out somewhere. If I don't go out with her, I'll go with my sister. And then I wake up the next day and I'm like fucking dead. Like I've had like maybe like an hour of sleep.
I don't think my body lets me get a hangover anymore. I feel cruda. But before I'd be cruda, I'd be like in bed. Like I can't.
Last weekend, I was so hungover. I still felt it till Monday at work.
Yeah.
I literally
You're getting older.
I
It
laid in
happens.
bed all day Sunday. I didn't even pick up the kids till like later than I normally do.
Yeah.
I was like, God, I don't promise because I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
But like, take it away.
Have you ever tried taking a liquid IV before you go get
No,
drunk?
it doesn't work.
It doesn't?
I've never-
No, like a liquid IV.
Girl, I don't know.
Or no, liquid IV is a drink. Just
Yeah.
getting an IV.
I'm like, girl, look at me.
Mm-mm,
No.
I've never seen.
I've never tried it, but I'm like,
I know a
feel
lot of
like,
celebrities take
but like
IVs.
nothing's gonna happen.
They
help
have
me at
them
this
all
point.
over Vegas.
Yeah.
They have like.
But I feel like my alcohol tolerance is really high now. Like it's really.
Girl, you
high.
got that from your father.
No, I used to get drunk off like 2 drinks. Now, me and my friend Miguel, last Thursday, we finished a whole buzzball.
And they didn't.
And we-
I can't do buzzballs.
We looked at each other and we're like, "Do you feel it?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Do you feel it?" I was like, "No." I'm ready to go conquer the world right now.
Girl, bye. No, I can't do buzzballs at all.
Last night I wasn't feeling like drinking. Like I was.
Me either. I was drinking at my friends, but I was just like, I can't do this.
It's because I usually give myself like a weekend when I have the kids to like recover, like my body, fucking do it and let it run its course,
Yeah.
so that I can go hard the next weekend.
That's funny.
But then last night they were like, todas estaban de amargadas. They were like, oh no, no.
So I was.
And then last minute they're like, fuck it, let's
we
get
just
drunk.
started drinking.
You ya estaba. A ver, quiero sueño, tengo sueño.
I saw her face. I was like, alright.
Literally, it was. We went inside at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Me, Jenny, and Vicky,
no.
but after she left, I was like, should I just go upstairs and go to bed? Because I just.
I'm like, it's getting late.
And then they were still talking. I was like, you know what, girls? Let's time for bed. And I started turning off the fire pit. They're like, okay. And I was like,
Yeah.
let's go. I need my sleep.
They're like, no nos corren porque aquí nos vamos a.
Yeah, no, sí, sí me las iban a ver de Hawaii.
No, dead ass. But yeah, this was good conversation.
Once
Yeah,
it's
I
done.
like that.
But, yeah,
Thank you
you
for
can come
coming.
back.
Yes, I'm so happy.
We'll bring you in, Leslie.
Wait, who Leslie?
This is Leslie, your sister.
She's not talkative. Like, she can talk to me.
So scared right now. She's
She
like,
can talk to
Sister's
me.
here. My other niece is here, guys. So
She can talk to me, but she cannot. She can talk to others, but like she just doesn't feel as comfortable like
Yeah.
opening up and having conversations.
we can bring Leslie and your niece and sister since they're like the same age.
She's not gonna do it. She's gonna be awkward. She's like, so what are you talking about?
I want to bring the girls on here. They're funny.
She had, those two were her sister and her niece, and they're
He's been
your
next
age.
week for your next.
Well, next
We
week we
have
already
someone
have
planned.
already
Oh, yeah?
somebody. We
Okay.
have Monse, la de mi tío Beno.
Oh, I know who you're talking
She's
about.
coming on.
Yeah.
So we'll have her next week. Maybe
The week after.
the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited. I'm gonna move back. So part 2, part 3, part
So
4.
maybe we might do a spontaneous trip to Arizona before you move back.
You absolutely should. Do you know that Frontier has these flights for like $79 round trip? I've never actually. This flight that I took here one way was $200, and that's because I flew through Southwest, and they obviously check your luggage in for you and stuff like that. But when I fly, because I fly often, and I don't even have any like rewards or anything, but Frontier, if you're just worried about getting your ass to where you're going to there and back, and you don't care about comfortability, none of that shit, bitch, you can get a $79 flight on Frontier.
Really?
To and from Arizona. Yeah, they're not expensive. I've never
There you
paid
go.
more. You guys spend, honestly, you guys spend more on a night out, but you guys really don't spend shit. But $79
Yeah.
is not bad. Just pack an overnight bag.
She did
Throw
it
your
when she
makeup
did
in
for
there.
Band Bunny. She just brought a backpack.
Literally a Nike bag, a Nike tech backpack, and I fit all my makeup. I even fit a pair of heels, high heel boots, and everything, and I was good. But I just feel like, why not? Y'all don't need no fucking hotel shit. Y'all can sleep in my couch. I got a big ass comfy couch, king size couch. That is
love
Don't tell me with a good time.
Dude, come. It'd be
My
so
mom
fun.
watching this episode.
Si no viene ella, I'll be like, Miguel, you down for a trip?
Yeah, I feel like.
Yes.
Miguel, he would be down.
Oh my gosh, come.
I'll let you know.
You absolutely should
I will
come.
let you know.
We're gonna go on a rampage.
I'm so down, trust me.
Dude, and then flights are still cheap right now too. So, just get them.
This
You can after pay that shit too.
This weekend we have plans.
Fuck your plans.
Girl, we already bought our tickets.
Oh, where are you guys going?
We're going to soccer game.
Ew.
No, we have a tattoo appointment Friday, so we can't miss that. I have postponed my tattoo appointment
Yeah.
for the last like 3-4 months. But we're getting matching tattoos, and then I'm getting a tattoo by myself.
Period.
I'm gonna add another one to my other thigh.
I want to get another tattoo. I
And
just don't know.
then we have Gio's birthday
Yeah,
on
it's gonna be her son's
Saturday,
birthday
and
on
then
Saturday.
later that day we're going to the soccer game.
And then we have to film the podcast, so it's not like we can't miss it.
Well, I have 3 weeks left in Arizona. I move back on the 27th, so
Let me start looking at
pick
life.
your poison
Yes.
for the weekend.
Okay, so we hope you guys enjoyed this
Our little yap
video.
session.
And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.